guys, it's Melody. I'm really excited to come to you today because I have something I've wanted to talk about kind of for a few days. I've had it mulling around my head, and it has to do with a lot of the changes I've seen since starting this little silly 30-day challenge. It's really helped me to change my mindset on some things, so I really just wanted to come on and share that with you today. So just to get right into things, again, it's Melody here from Dexter, Michigan, coming to you live on Facebook, and I want to talk about survival mode and saying goodbye to survival mode. So a lot of times we find ourselves in a place where we are just surviving. You're just taking it day by day, maybe even hour by hour or minute by minute. Like for instance, when I brought my first child home, I was just surviving. You know, we weren't like meal planning 2 weeks out. We weren't thinking about what we're going to do this summer. We're just taking it day by day and minute by minute. I don't even know when the next time I'm going to get to go to the bathroom is, right? And when I brought my second child home, I had a toddler and then I've got a baby and I was overwhelmed. And when I brought my third child home, here again, we have a 3-year-old and we have an 18-month-old and I've got a baby. I was crazy overwhelmed and I was in survival mode. So those moms out there with me who know what I'm talking about, being in survival mode and just taking it day by day, give me a yes in the comments. Drop a yes, because we all know what that's like to just be taking it hour by hour, even minute by minute sometimes. So sometimes you have to be in survival mode. You just have to get things done. You just have to be in that space where it's chaos and you're just doing what you've got to do to make it through the day. Now here's the thing, when we moved to Michigan, we were in survival mode. We had been there for a while. My husband had moved to Michigan 2 months before us, and I'm in Illinois trying to sell our house, be a mom to 3 kids, do all these things. I was in ultimate survival mode. Then when we got here, it didn't necessarily get much better immediately because, right, we had to get kids in school, we had to unpack, we had all these things, so we're still just surviving. Now we've been here a little more than 2 months, and we're starting to come out of that. We're able to do more things, we're able to enjoy our life and kind of be done with that survival mode that was so stressful. But here's the thing. I realized, especially over the last few days and week, when I'm really looking at myself, that mentally I'm still there in survival mode. Even though what we're doing day to day is more than surviving, I'm still stuck there. I'm still feeling like that's all I can do. I have to just make it. I have to survive. But it's time to be done with that. Can any of you relate to that? Have you ever been in a place where you needed to be in survival mode? You had to do it because life was crazy. You were stuck. You had to be there. But then you moved out of that season, but you were still kind of mentally stuck there. Did you have a hard time letting go of that survival? Because here's the thing, and here's what's really exciting. And I thought about putting this in my title, but I didn't want to give too much away. But when you get on the other side of survival, you get abundance. When you let go of survival mode, what's waiting for you on the other side is abundance. Now, a few years ago, I joined a company, and their motto is actually wellness, purpose, and abundance. Now, the first two, purpose, wellness, I was on board with, right? Yesterday, I talked about purpose and intentionality, and I've believed that for a long time, that it's really important that you live your life with purpose, that you be intentional about doing things. So I was super on board with the purpose. I can look back at my life, and there were times I maybe didn't always have my purpose, but I was at least seeking that out. So that was something that resonated with me. And then the first thing was wellness. And wellness was something that I was also really looking for at that time. I had done something that you guys can go and do if you want to try. It's a 3-cabinet challenge where you pick 3 cabinets in your house, maybe the kitchen, the bathroom, the laundry, and pick out a bottle or a box of something that you use every day or regularly, and look on the back and read the ingredients. Now, a lot of people have done this, and I certainly did it years ago on food, right? Like we're kind of aware of like, well, there's this weird stuff in our food that maybe we shouldn't have so much of. But I hadn't really thought about it when it came to household things. So I did that. You can read the ingredients on the back, then try to Google them. And if you really want to be brave, type in something like side effects or dangers of or adverse effects of said chemical. And I did that, and I wasn't excited about what I found. So that kind of is what started pushing me into this place of wellness. And I'm sorry I'm sidetracked there, but if you want to know more about how I did that, it was a slow process, or what products I used to replace those things, just give me a PM. But anyway, back to that wellness purpose, I was super on board with. But the third one, abundance, I remember the first time I saw that, and I was like, abundance? I don't know. Because I think sometimes what was in the back of my mind was, you know, those motivational speakers or sometimes those pastors you see on TV that have kind of the name it and claim it or the prosperity gospel. I have never been a huge fan of that personally. And so sometimes what happens is when you reject something, like I had kind of rejected that name it and claim it, let's say, then you find yourself way over here and you've gone too far. And so I had rejected the name it and claim it, but I also wasn't accepting of abundance. I didn't think myself worthy of it. I had gone too far because I think in most things, the truth lies somewhere in the middle, right? So I had gotten to a place where I just really didn't feel that I deserved or was worthy of abundance. But then, more recently, I've really been thinking about this a little bit more. And I'm a parent, and if you're a parent, you probably can relate to this. And I'm also a Christian, and I believe that my Heavenly Father wants good things for me. And me, when I look at my kids, I want great things for them. I want abundance for them. And I don't mean when I say that I want them to have every Lego kit in the world, but I want them to grow into this world and have more love than they ever thought possible. I want them to achieve their dreams and then some. I want them to dream big, do that, and then do more. We want that for our kids. So why on earth wouldn't my Heavenly Father want that for me? I just wasn't ready to receive it. So thinking back on that motto of wellness, purpose, and abundance, I began to change my mindset and to think, maybe there is abundance out there that I'm supposed to have. I'm getting a message, sorry. And if there is that abundance, I want a part of it. If that's something that my Creator has called me into, I want to be a part of that. So I'm asking you today, if you are stuck in survival mode and you don't really need to be there, let go of the survival mode. Push the survival mode away and step into abundance. When you open your eyes and when you start looking around, you may find some things that you weren't expecting. I have had some amazing opportunities, amazing things happen in the last few weeks that I just think before I wasn't in a place to receive it or to even notice it. So changing that mindset is a huge benefit to walking into abundance. And if you're in a place where you are stuck in survival mode because you have to be, because you're ailing for a sick relative, because you've just had a baby and things are nuts, because you've just moved, because you lost your job, if you're in a place where you have to be stuck in that survival mode, it's okay. But know that someday it will get better. It will. And be ready when that happens to move out of the survival mode. And if you're still stuck in there, and if that season is lasting longer than maybe you've wanted it to, keep your eyes open and maybe you'll be able to find a little bit of abundance even in that season of life. So thank you all for watching me today. This is one of my longer videos, so thank you who hopped on live. And if this message kind of resonated with you today, share this video with someone. Share it with a friend. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments on how you feel about this idea of abundance, or if you're stuck in survival mode too, I'd love to hear how you plan to get out of it or what it's been like for you. So give me a shout out. thank you guys for hanging in with me, and I hope you have an awesome, blessed day, and I will see you all right here tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.